Hey, welcome back to Ahru. I wanted to make, and also happy November. As we're officially in the busy consumption heavy season, I thought that this video could be a fun one to just dissect a little, I guess, psychological question slash rant video on brands and brand marketing in today's day and age. I was in Westfield shopping centre yesterday. Major amount of clothing. I was obviously there because I was also buying stuff. I was going around the shops and I was thinking, why would I buy that jumper when I know for a fact there's a million jumpers on Vinted? Why would I buy this tracksuit when I could get something for a tenth of the price, whatever, on Vinted, online, in charity shops? There's nothing in JD Sports that isn't on Vinted. There's nothing really in Zara or in H&M that isn't already in existence. And I think people know that as well. Buying from Zara is wrong, like the buying from fast fashion companies is wrong. There is something like psychologically within us that gets this rush from buying from a brand and buying from a fashion house. Brands are no longer selling products, they're selling like a story, like a community almost, and that's what we're buying into. We're not buying the product. And this should have clicked with me a lot earlier as someone who works in advertising, but brands have put a lot of time and money into ensuring that they have this kind of brand identity that people can buy into because they know that they don't have the only XYZ on the market. I also think for people in the sustainable fashion community, or just people who want to get their friends to be shopping more sustainably or encourage their family to be shopping more sustainably, it's something that I think is so often missed. I think I've made a video on TikTok about this before. People aren't not shopping sustainably because they don't believe in the ethics of it. No one can argue with it's better for the environment to shop sustainably. No one can argue with better for our pockets to shop sustainably. No one can argue with those points. But what I think the sustainable fashion community misses so often is the fact that people aren't buying the product, they're buying the feeling that comes with it, and they're buying the identity that they can buy into. And it is like, not to bring up Zara again, but it's that same argument of, oh, I'm a Zara girly, or have an H&M fall, or whatever. They're selling the overall overarching picture that comes with it. The ecosystem of advertising now, especially with clothing, beauty, things that often as women we would consume, is so rooted now in seeing someone you want to be like and buying exactly what they're wearing. And brands know that they can use influencers to sway opinion and get people to buy into their product. H&M often work with influencers, that's no secret. They have done obviously their big autumn winter influencer campaigns. There was an influencer who created a brand campaign for H&M and had the video live, tens of thousands of followers. Imagine the amount of products that is bought from that one video, from people seeing that video. The influencer did a really good job, really aesthetically pleasing job of selling these products that were mostly polyester, a lot of pleather, which is so bad for the environment. Yeah, obviously pushing a brand who has really shady ethics and all the rest of it. Did a really good job of selling this facade, selling this story. And I follow that same influencer on Vinted. The products that were pushed in that video ended up on Vinted less than a month later, genuinely 2 weeks later. And in the caption, I think it said something only worn once. The brand knows that they can use these women to push their products that they know that those women don't want those products even in their wardrobe. They're just using them as this channel to get their products out there and to push this story so that they can sell more products and churn more profit. Again, none of those pieces of clothing were specific to that brand. You could get a jumper anywhere. You get it from Vinted, you can get it from your charity shop. You have loads probably in your wardrobe. You could get a pleather jacket anywhere. Again, they're in abundance in charity shops or on Vinted or whatever. People didn't buy that product because they needed that specific product. They bought the product because they wanted to be that influencer and they wanted to be as cool as her. Brands got, at some point in history, brands got so good at selling us an idea, a feeling of belonging, a feeling of community, and not just the products themselves. And that's how they've been able to sustain where they're at. Otherwise, everyone we know would be shopping sustainably. There's no benefit to shopping from fast fashion sites. We know for a fact the quality is worse. We know that workers are treated appallingly. We know that it's so bad for the environment. Everything is made from plastic. We know all of these like factors that should deter people from shopping new, but we continue to buy them because we want that like feeling. There's no brand on the high street that I can think of that is doing or like producing clothing for the good of their heart. Old ads used to be purely functional. A brand would make an ad to talk about their product, people would buy the product, and the product was usually something like a household item that we absolutely need. Whereas now brands know that there's an abundance of everything. Every single market is so oversaturated that they need to cut through in some way. And that's usually through this like element of storytelling, community building type of thing. Paid sponsorship. Those are really subtle, subconscious ways that a brand can get into your psyche, and using people that they already know that you follow because you like their content or because you like their style. Using those people to promote their products is such an easy way for brands to tap into an already built audience who are going to be probably quite loyal to whoever they're following. Tens of people that work on a single brand campaign, a single activation. Nothing that they ever do is a mistake. No influencer that they work with is a mistake. Brands do a lot of checks on the back end of demographics, they're checking your engagement rates, all that jazz, to ensure that their product is going to sell through these channels. They know that if they can find someone in someone's insecurities or someone's fears of not being trendy or not feeling confident or whatever, once they tap into that, they have you hooked on their brand. They know that you're going to be addicted to their brand or constantly seeking out their brand because they can sell you this elixir or like magic potion of confidence. The really recent Victoria's Secret catwalk, even I was liking the stuff that was coming through, even though I know it's all plastic and whatever. It's because people buy into the fact that these women are like confident. What woman doesn't want to feel that way? In the H&M example, they've realized that we're not craving more jumpers. We've loads of jumpers from like years gone by. There's loads of jumpers in our surroundings, but they've attached this emotion, the emotion being confidence, the emotion being feeling cool, feeling confident. They've attached that emotion to it and this personality type to it. It's something that we're insecure about as humans, every human is, and they can tap into that. If you're someone who just wants to stop buying to save your own bank account or just to get into sustainable fashion more, it's really important that we break the cycle of that thinking and realize that it is something like psychological. Influencers, again, don't even like the products that they're promoting themselves. They're not keeping those products in their wardrobe. What you're seeing is not a real reflection of that person's style. And also asking yourself, do I really need this? Could I find an alternative? Am I being influenced? Could I style something similar from my own wardrobe in that same way? Brands have obviously pumped millions into consumer marketing and figuring out how they can get people hooked on their products. So it's natural that we feel that kind of anxiety in order to be accepted. All of those things are insecurities that humans naturally feel, obviously. Brands have just figured out how to package those emotions in these products in order to serve themselves. If I just took the product itself, not attached to this brand at all, not attached to the influencer, would I even want what the brand is selling if it was in front of me? If I didn't know the backstory or didn't know the brand identity that came with it? Is it something that I organically would want to buy myself? I don't know if we would want to buy an 80% polyester jumper. I've been doing Project Pan for the last year. There are some things that I've really struggled to not buy. I had to really talk myself down out of it because things like the Rhode lip gloss, I was buying into the feeling that I thought I was gonna look like Hailey Bieber with the lip gloss. I guess just asking myself, what is the product without this logo attached to it? I guess as we're coming into the height of consumerism when it comes to like Christmas, and you have like Christmas parties, you have Christmas nights out, you have also like gifting, obviously. There's going to be a lot of influencer marketing pumping out. If you're in any way using social media, it's like an hourly talking yourself down, an hourly checking in and being like, no, I don't need it. It takes a long time to kind of break that mental cycle, but practicing it every single day, making sure that you're not getting sucked into feeling bad about yourself because you don't have a polyester skirt. It's not going to hurt you to not have that skirt. I promise you. And you can find confidence and style in other ways. I'm gonna do some videos on Christmas gifting, sequins, other things. Anyway, that's all I really have to say. Like the video, please, that would help me so much. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, bye.